Touch, touch, touch.
What I've heard.
Since it's Mona's treat, we can order whatever we want, right?
Of course. Excuse me, what would you like to order? These are made using large, succulent... It's exactly what it says on the label. Abalone made from vegetarian ingredients. Though tofu could not be a more ordinary ingredient, it and crab roe are truly a match made in... This is a favorite among our regulars. Pour a few spoonfuls into each... all of them? We only have 3.
That's not how you count.
Sure. And is there any... I just liked... I'll... All right. A bowl of vegetarian noodles, was it? Please wait a moment.
Paimon's been thinking about something since we started eating, is it?
I heard that. I said I was treating. An astrologist's mind is set on studying, especially the act of over... and dangerous.
So, not eating the dishes we ordered is also... But it feels kind of bad that only we got to feast. Oh, yes, we can... You don't use more to fulfill your desires, so it's fine as long as you're not buying anything, right? Let's go borrow the kitchen from the innkeeper.
How may I help?
We'd like to borrow the kitchen here.
Ah, I see. In that case, sure. As long as you've prepared your own if I may, you must be well versed in the art of cooking, yes? Talented indeed. Actually, from your clothes, you're most likely not from around these parts. But since you've come to Liyue, would you like to try making Liyue style? I have a recipe for golden crab with me. It's crab meat that's been rolled in flour.
Golden crab. Golden crab! Golden crab! Better look with your skills in the kitchen.
Bet you can't keep up with me.
Howdy. Please.
Oh.
There's no need to spend all that effort on me. I'm not in dire. I am a little hungry. This aroma is... I never thought it'd be fine, since my disciple... This golden... I never knew. I see that it's no boast to call them Liga's delicacies. I suppose it wasn't too much. It's nothing. Nothing at all. Now that we've eaten and drank our fill, we should be off. If we travel north from here, we should reach the Stone Gate, and from there we will be within the boundaries of Mondstadt. What deep mysteries shall we acquire knowledge of? I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Let's...
A reward on the road.
That was tiring, but we're finally in Mondstadt. The quest to plumb the wondrous depths of...
Paimon's not tired.
That's because you float.
Well, it doesn't look like an astrologist is all...
That's because you have too many unrealistic fantasies about...
Are you also resting your feet here?
Who are you?
Oh, my brothers and I are all merchants. We just finished doing business in Liyue, and we're preparing to head back to Mondstadt. You look rather tired. The cart we hired will be coming in a while. What say you to coming along? Let's go then.
There's no need. Now shoot. Get out of our way.
Huh?
Cease your pretensions, bandit. Picking up people on the road who appear vulnerable, robbing them blind once they've gotten on the cart, and then taking them to some Archon-forsaken place. Is that your deal?
What are you saying? We came over here to make convert. If you don't want to get on...
Well then, shall I tell you now which objects you have on you that are stolen? If you have any quibbles, we can bring people to corroborate what I've said, and all will come to light. If I lose, I'll pay you 20,000 more. How about it? If you're a real legitimate businessman...
You've pushed it too far, Brat. I don't know how you found out, but as long as we get rid of you, no one will have to know.
Don't fret, it's just a few bandits. You said earlier that there was nothing amazing about astrologists? Well then...
Have a little taste.
Let me scribe. What did you think? Did that satisfy? Such things. Lies are worthless before us, though it may take more time to garner the
But you did hit some bumps in the road.
That's because Tivat's stars can only display anything related to you becomes like that is why I must meet that successor. With our knowledge combined, I might be able to gain new insight into your... Whatever the case. All right, I'm rested. Let's get this journey to Mondstadt over with.
If only we had a...
I thought you weren't tired. Are you ready? Don't shame your master now. We're about to meet that successor. I guess. Wait, no. It won't do if you have no idea at all, even if you are a fake disciple. We have a rule that forbids us from teaching outsiders, but my astrology is based on hydromancy, and as the name suggests, allow me to demonstrate. Watch closely now. From the present station and movement of the stars, I see. So that successor is a young...
Doesn't that sound like Lisa?
We will meet her here. Well, that's all the information we need. It seems that even basic astrology... Never mind, I'll explain in detail later.
Wow, it's you, Miss Honorary Knight. And Paimon, too, you're back.
That's her. The successor to great knowledge.
Successor?
That's right. I am the...
An ocean of stars?
Fish? No.
I should be the one saying that. I didn't...
But my predictions can't be mistaken. Well, let's make sure. Your mother's name is Alice.
That's right. Oh, so you're Mommy's friend. But she's...
My readings told me as much. But before she left, she must have imparted her mystical arts to you.
Mystical arts? So Glee's mother is the friend and rival of
Yes. As well versed in astrology as she was, my master knew only astrology. Alice, on the other hand, was skilled in a great many other mystical feats.
Well, Klee's so young, so even if she'd heard this deep knowledge, she might not have understood.
Yes. It seems she has inherited the blood, but not the knowledge. What a miscalculation. Ah, yes. So before Alice left, did she tell you about a 50-year agreement and about...
Oh, I know this one. So you're here for that box. I'll look. Wait here. Not this one. Ah, I remember now. I buried it together with my new treasure at Windrise. Wait for me. I'll be right back. Klee, don't just run off. Don't you need the things in your pack?
I'll help her pack these things back in. You go after her. Looking at how rash she is, I worry for the box.
Not gonna lie. Kill scares the living crap out of me. Those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I do believe I made a video of it. This girl can kill somebody with bombs. Ooh.
This is it. Let's dig it up. It can't be. I put a... Ah! Dendro's lines! We can talk later. Drop! No one escapes my sights. Shame! Found it! It's this box. Glad it wasn't damaged in the explosions. Retrieval complete!
You're back at last. The wait was I had intended to read a book to pass the time, but this one was just some ridiculous diary. It dropped from Klee's backpack, so I thought it might contain some... Never mind, Matt. So...
We did. It's in...
That's wonderful. Wait a moment. Why?
Huh? Well, it's because I borrowed this box to store my treasures.
Borrowed?
But since you're here for the box, I took all my treasures out. That's why it's...
You used it to store your thing?
Oh, you want the thing that used...
You haven't broken it.
No, it's not... It's the book in your hand.
What? This. So this book, this diary, is that the thing she wanted back after 50 years was the dark history of her youth? I'm finished. No wonder that old woman said I should not look at it no matter what, or she'd rip me.
Am I in trouble? It was you who said you wanted the box. You didn't say anything about... I don't know anything. I'm leaving. Bye. Well, if you don't...
Impossible. Astrology can see through all lies. After having spent all my mora to come to Mondstadt, not only have I gained no knowledge, but now I can't return. How did it come?
That's so sad.
That's... too difficult. And even if I wanted to stay in Mondstadt, it would be... Yes. How can I maintain a...
Well, Then you'll just have to go back and fix...
Stop talking about it. I'll just have to stay in Mondstadt temporarily. Once that old crone's reached the end of her days, I'll be free. But what will I do about my astrology research? No, wait. I don't even have a place to stay.
About that, we can go ask Cat...
The Adventurers Guild? Ah, no.
That makes more sense now. So they had an event for like an Alice in Wonderland kind of theme-ish thing. I want to say ish because it wasn't really. It's the best way I could describe it for how nonsense it was. So yeah, so in the back of here is this book, which transfer you into this world and so on. Anyway, there was one scene with this lady I have a quest with, and she makes a comment about another lady who apparently, from what I understood, had a baby dragon, and yeah, it's all confusing. Anyway, so she's like, oh, I hope she's not watching, and so on, because I think it was her master. But again, I'm just guessing at this point, because I didn't do this quest before that one, and so I'm confused. Anyway, yeah. So it's like adding up of what is what. I went the wrong way. But yeah, it's all coming together. I should have done this quest before the other, but hey, it happened like that. So anyway.
Add Astra at... Add Astra... I see. There is a magic laboratory in Mondstadt that has been sealed by... Although we have a few specialists who could break the seal, I believe that if the astrologist you mentioned can break the seal... All right. Then allow...
The person who placed this seal is by no means simple. Breaking this seal by force is nigh on impossible. Interesting. I suppose it's worth using my astrology on. Let me see. I see. So, if you first, and then you... All right.
Holy moly! Now we just need to go back to Catherine and you'll be able to stay here!
No need, no need. You have my utmost...
You are?
Oh, I'm Goth, the owner of this house. I passed by the Adventurers Guild a while back, and Catherine... I never thought this troublesome seal would be dispelled so quickly.
Does that mean I can stay here?
Of course, of course. The facilities inside were just being left there anyway. I would be glad to have someone make use of them. To express my thanks, I shall rent this building to you at the lowest possible price.
Rent? I didn't hear anything about rent, and I helped out too.
Well, yes, of course, I understand. I am most thankful to you for that. So rest assured that I will give you the best rates.
I mean...
Paimon thinks Mona's misunderstood something, but...
I guess I don't have any other choice.
Great! Then we are agreed.
Thanks for your help. Also, well, without the necessary tools and without new knowledge, it will take me some time to see your destiny clearly. But I promise that I'll do a reading for you first. Thank you. Our traveling. I wish you both safe travel.
How is she gonna make a living if she doesn't use astrology to make Maybe we should come back and check on her.
Well, about that.
Cut that racket out. I'm doing experiment. Oh, it's you. I'm currently running some tests related to your situation. Don't worry about me fainting from hunger. In any case, I figured out a way to make some...
Hey, look over there! She's all by herself, right? Because she's acting as if she's talking and laughing with somebody else. What? You mean you used to act like that? So is this an invisible friend? Oh, you must mean so this imaginary friend of yours. When does Paimon get to... Seriously? So, imaginary friends just... Oh, Paimon was looking forward to me. No way! Because they have this game in Liyue. Have you heard of it? It's a 4-player game, but it seems you guys...
Oh, Traveler. Fancy meeting you.
Tone-deaf boy.
I'm here because Lisa has been making some exciting new contraption.
Why does the thought of...
Come now, that's no way to speak. For this particular contraption, Lisa had to import some dangerous materials from Sumeru.
Dangerous?
That's right. Looks like a monocle, but actually it's called an Ernama detector. Sadly, Lisa isn't able to use it herself, so I'm borrowing it for a while.
Huh? What?
Perhaps it's because she lacks a certain childlike... If you want to know for sure, just ask her yourself.
So, you can...
That would be telling. Anyway, it's all yours now, Traveler.
Do you see him? Do you see him?
So it does work for you.
Paimon wants to see? Alright then, you'll just have to be Paimon.
Crap.
Flora from the flower shop always seems kinda floaty-headed. You know, Paimon bets she has an imaginary...
Hold on, Paimon. I had to, like, go in my inventory to see this. Ugh.
floaty imaginary friend for floaty-headed Flora.
Wait, imaginary friends can be...
Hi, Traveler. Hi, Bard. Sure, how can I help? Oh, you mean Mr. Floaty? Most people can't see. Mr. Floaty is my bestest friend. We grew up together.
No fair. Paimon hates feeling left out.
Flora, why exactly are you friends with a bloaty floaty?
What's wrong with it? I always wanted to be friends with a plant who could fly.
Friends with a flying plant?
Because then...
Isn't that called being blown away?
That's what some people... I only found out this plant existed from an explorer who told me stories of his... I think his name was... Stanley. Stanley's and you can tell he's an expert at it. The Amazing Adventures of Stanley. He's in the city at the moment. You should go ask him to tell...
That sounds like a fun idea for next time. But, right now we have other things to attend.
Flora's a pretty mysterious kid.
Which child shall we interrogate next?
Paimon's thinking. Oh, how about that little guy on the bridge?
Oh, not paying attention.
Well,
Timmy's imaginary friend is a ruin guard? Paimon's freaking out.
what say you we postpone our conversation with Timmy?
Huh? Paimon has a favorite line? How about we explore... Children are more open-minded. Is that why they can think up all kinds of imaginary friends?
Fitting, isn't it? That the City of Freedom should be home to children with such boundless powers of imagination.
What about adults' imaginations? Let's ask some adults at the tavern.
Oh no.
The thing about wine is, you have to drink it at the tap.
Seems to me you'd find some way. Just drink.
Oh, and if
Throw you out?
you know, the same way you threw out Father's legacy.
I see no reason to cling.
Is that so?
Sorry. I have.
That's odd. Master D-Luke, I'm sure I saw such a vase in your home. A beautiful...
Seems our suspicions were right. Grown-ups don't appear...
Like I said, a lack of chops.
So people just stop...
Let's go and... How about Ellen? Someone of her age surely must have some imagination left, don't you think?
Jean? What is Jean? Is Master Jean Ellen's imaginary friend? So she's so determined to become a knight that she...
Huh? Oh,
Are you always...
you bet. Today, I heard Stanley talking about his adventures. I hope I...
So that you can fight shoulder...
I mean, obviously.
Seems Ellen really looks up to Jean.
Huh. I was thinking, it's not every day I get to hang out with the... Huh. How can I smash all these training dummies at once? Shame. Didn't... Huh. How can I smash... Shame. Huh. How can I smash all these training dummies at once? Shame. Didn't manage... Huh. How can I smash all these training dummies at once? So that's how to do it. I'm impressed. Oh, thank you.
So modest.
Well,
Ellen, she's our...
thanks. Shoot, I got so caught up here I forgot there's something I was supposed... Ugh, but I'm so sore from honorary night. Could you deliver a message to Jack from... He's a friend of mine. Recently started as an event. We were gonna meet up tonight and just... If I'm not mistaken, you should find him at the... Stanley's a truly legendary event. Great!
The Temple of the Lion? We explored this place once before, didn't we? During the Storm Terror incident. Seems like it's now a hot spot for adventurers. Looks like we can't go any further.
Not to worry. Allow me. Those who wander in the dust, the wind shall send soaring sky high.
We didn't bag all the loot last time!
Brace yourselves. Let's play! Yeah! Think you can get away? Drop! Crumble apart! Brace yourselves. No escape.
Starfall!
I was so sure I would.
To be fair, so, you must be...
Yes.
Actually, we came.
Ellen has a message for you.
Oh, I see.
Huh? I don't see what all the fuss is about. It was nothing that I...
Whoa! Yours?
I must say, it's an... Well then, how would everyone like to proceed? Head back or head further inside?
In which case?
Okay, motion passed by you...
So, I'm guessing you mostly came here because you want to hear my adventure stories. Am I right?
No, we really were just looking for Jack.
What? Do you know who I am? I am Stanley, renowned adventurer of Mondstadt.
Yeah, I think we got that.
Your attitude says maybe you don't got that. I am Stanley, the living legend. Stanley who braved the Manjavari.
Enough already! Ugh! Stop name-dropping yourself every time you open your mouth!
It's true, though. Stanley is the most amazing guy.
Well, Jack will listen, won't you? Where was I?
You and your partner reached the Merjavari, a famously terrifying place with not a wisp of wind.
Precisely. There was a deathly silence in the air. A sea of ashes stretched out before us, as far as the eye could see. The Merjavari. Suddenly, my partner was caught in a whirlpool whipped up by an evil beast. Luckily, I managed to grab hold of him just in time.
Wow. So, did he make it?
Sadly, in the end, I alone was able to set foot on home ground once more, where the gentle breeze carried away the tears welling up in my eyes.
That poor guy. How could that happen?
Jack, you can't cry so easily if you want to be a great adventurer.
I know. Because an adventurer's proudest achievement is to die in the course of their final adventure. But whatever happens, no adventurer should ever die in a place where the wind doesn't blow. The wind has to bring your spirit back to Mondstadt.
That's right. To die in a place where the wind blows, and to have your spirit carried back to Mondstadt on the wind, that's the dream.
Yeah. Although, the most I can aspire to right now is beginner's commissions. Like clearing out the slimes clogging up the sewers.
You shouldn't die in a place with no wind. Why do they keep going on about that? Is that why Stanley thinks the Merjavari is the most terrifying place in the world? Because there's no wind there?
Think you can get away? What?
Oh, so sorry.
That
Was unexpected.
Freeze! Dodge this! Cool it! What's the hurry? You're getting on my nerves. Freeze!
No one escapes my sight.
Traveler, I believe I've made a small discovery. Could I ask you to use the Nernama detector once more?
What? Stanley has an
It seems his imaginary friend is a seasoned warrior, covered in scars from head to foot, and a look of staunch determination on his face. You're saying his imaginary friend is an idealized version of his own? Interesting idea.
Please excuse me.
Bye, Stanley. Do you two still have time to spare?
What is it?
A few days ago, Stanley got drunk and told me a secret. Something he's never told. The weapons he took on his adventure all those years ago. They were none other than those one. I don't know whether you believe. Since you guys are the experts at this, you bet. If I can just. Right now, I'm just a. So, what do you say? I can't bring myself to.
Aw, poor Jack. Venti.
I don't know.
Oh, one other thing. I have a bottle of rare vintage wine.
Dada Gorge, was it?
Fascinating.
That bunch of hilly churls. Are they holding some kind of ceremony? And what's with that pile of knickknacks? Are they worshipping them?
Seems so. That must be the Sword of Brilliant Valor, surely! Hello?
Are you sure? Looks kind of basic to Paimon. Why would hilly churls be bowing down before a piece of junk like...
Seems somebody tossed an old sword into a pile of spoils these hilly trolls were already celebrating.
This is in terrible shape, and it's so...
Say, Jack, have you ever seen an anemo crystal fly? They're found in the open country around... If you saw one in broad daylight, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. But in the pitch blackness of night, its brilliant glow... Is valor not the same? When everything is going your way, it seems meaningless. Fades into the background. But when you're in dire straits, valor is the thing that gets you fired up and fighting back.
You're right. You're right.
Let's scout around. It's definitely in Dadaupa Gorge, so...
There's somebody there.
Stanley?
He's acting...
What happened? Why did you...
Huh? Oh, it's nothing.
What? Where?
Maybe another time. Lo and behold.
Liar, liar, pants on a chunk of scrap wood.
There's also wine stains on it. Yeah,
And yet, my bard's intuition tells me that this is none other than the shield of warriors wear their battle scars with pride. And shields are no different. Surely an intact shield is one that has shied away from the battle. Though the soldier's body be tired and torn, still they fight till the very end.
You do have a... Okay, then. Ahem. Well, okay. You take it from here. Hope you've picked up some hilly churlian by now. If not, there's always body language. Uh-oh. He did not seem to appreciate that. Uh-oh. He did not seem to appreciate appreciate that.
Well,
Mosimita.
Seems cheerful enough. Oh no, we ticked. Shame! Hey, he dropped the shield of
Guys, thank you so much. Mom, Dad.
hey, what? The wine, you promised! What are you doing here?
Hey, what are you doing here, guard?
Oh, that's right. An after-dinner stroll, to be precise. We were also helping a friend look for...
I'm starting to think Stanley might be a fraud. Did Stanley plant the sword and shield?
Adventurers must be pretty familiar with Dadaupa Gorge. You fought battles here before.
You better believe it. I can.
Wow. Then I admire your perseverance.
It's only to be expected of a great adventurer like me. I'll get back to my, stroke.
Guilty conscience, Nut.
Well, he shouldn't have gotten so carried away bragging to Jack, should he? Although, on further reflection, I must say I'm intrigued. Someone who can't let go of the past and gives up on the present instead. I wonder, if such a person was forced to take their first step towards the future, which way would they go?
What are you talking?
Anyway, I propose we take a trip to...
What? Oh, okay.
You know, I'm glad I actually had the chance to come down here. The tavern isn't overcrowded, and I couldn't be...
Tell me, Stan. Tell me, what should I do?
Huh? Why does he keep repeating his own name? Could there be another?
Oh, Stanley, it should have been me. I should have been the one to die in the Milky. If only you hadn't had to save a rookie like me, you would have never died in that windless corner of the world. You were a renowned...
I think our friend really did make it to the Mare Javari. And I think the tragedy he encountered there was real too. But the real adventurer, the real Stanley, that was his... The real Stanley is the one who...
Wait, so the only reason our Stanley is called Stanley in the first place?
I fear that...
Stanley, for so many years I've lived in fear. Fear that Mondstadt must remember. Stanley will never die. I'm sorry, Stanley. Are you guys planning on eavesdropping much longer?
Yikes!
Go away.
But...
Leave now. Don't make...
Honorary Knight! Venti! And I've been looking for you everywhere. I wanted to thank you again for helping me find the...
Oh!
Yeah, really. They even said they're gonna pay for someone to fix up the Sword of Brilliant Valor and Shield of Magnificent Honor for me, so I can take them out on the...
That's wonderful!
No, not yet. I still don't have what it takes. Besides, I'm sure Stanley still has a few Stanley, we'll see you tomorrow then. After your hangover...
Stanley's really fond of that kid. Jack left.
Oh,
Huh? All of a sudden, you're facing the facts?
just now. I couldn't bear to look at him. Just a weary...
You're not a total fraud. Stanley's adventure stories and experiences.
Stories? To be honest, my memories of adventuring and of Stanley, they're hazy. That's my biggest secret of all. All these years, but the one thing I can never forget is that he died in a windless land, where his spirit can never be recovered.
Exactly. Even in his memory, the real Stanley isn't the living, breathing friend he knew at all. Instead, he's become fixed on the image of him as that battle-scarred warrior.
I'm too old. I never let go. I'm completely... No adventurer should have to go.
Hans Archibald.
My true name? How did you know? The wind. I can hear the wind blowing in the Mare Javari. I always believed you existed.
Will you hand me your old friend's spirit?
Huh? Thank you all. And thank you, Lou. I'm sorry. It's gonna take me some time to calm back, but...
Ah, wonderful! Stanley reconnected with his true self and Jack can finally go... This calls for a celebration!
And by libation...
And I'll head off to fetch the wine. See you shortly. Let's meet at the usual place.
Huh? Where's that supposed to be? Why has Paimon never heard of it?
Stanley, so many years after the fact. It's not even his friend himself that holds him back anymore. But I, for one, am confident that the people of Mondstadt will not forget his friend's story.
I fell. I fell. I ended up in the sleep. How? Oh, don't do this. Oh, crap.
You made it.
Just tell us where you mean that. So, did you have...
Yep. Well, sort of. Jack made it out to be a rare collector's edition, when actually it's just a half bottle. This takes me... The first time I saw this view, I hadn't even taken on this form yet. It was about 2,600 years ago, before the world had come under the rule of the Seven. At that time, old Mondstadt was ruled by a tyrant, who sealed off the city's perimeter with a ferocious hurricane. Even the birds couldn't get in or out.
Old Mondstadt? Oh, Paimon remembers! Nowadays it's known as Storm Terror's lair, right?
That's right. The Tyrant of the Winds who once ruled from that tower was Decarabian, god of storms. Back then, I was but a wisp among the thousand winds. I wasn't a god of anything. I didn't even have a human form. I was just a tiny elemental being who lived in the wind. A gentle breeze bringing subtle...
A tiny elemental being? Without a human form? Venti, do you mean you used to look different than you do?
Yep. My current form is not so different from the situation with fake Stanley. I took the form of a friend. In old Mondstadt transpired the story to be told. Where a tyrant ruled, I met a boy not that old. The lyre he played, and for a song he sought. But storm walls blocked blue sky. He was sincerely distraught. I do so wish to see the birds in flight, said he, his strong eyes filling with light. But his voice was lost in the howling wind's churn, for the whirlwind takes and gives not in return. The true sky and songs that cageless soar, were they not wishes worth fighting for? So the boy turned, extending his hand. Let us cast down the tyrant and his walls from this land. The young boy raised then the flag of revolt, and I threw myself into freedom's tumult. Victorious were we who fought to be free. Gods fell, winds whipped, nations shook violently. In the smoke, a despot met his doom. And we watched as his great tower fell none too soon. Mondstadt began anew, the story passed down, and since then never has another worn its crown.
So then what? What happened to your friend?
Oh, Paimon.
Say, Paimon, do you wish to hear the next part of the story?
Yes, of course! The suspense is killing Paimon! Now's the time you suddenly...
Getting a little peckish or something. You know, you're so smart it almost makes me uncomfortable. But then, maybe it's right that true friends can tell what the other is thinking. A refreshing drink, a gentle breeze. Back to a song that I first heard from him. Fly, fly away. Like a bird in the sky. See the world on my behalf. To the heavens may you fly.
Aww. It was.
Winery's wines are all unique.